Hey, this is Marta with Media, the Creative Agency. And if you really want to learn how to level up your life, you should be listening to the Time to Shine Today podcast with my good friend, Scott Ferguson.
Time to Shine Today podcast squad. It is Scott Ferguson, and we are at episode 157 with my Pittsburgh girl, my good friend Marta Greca from there in Pittsburgh, and she's got the Media Creative Agency. She has a fantastic media company, but she's also a top-notch, highly sought-after coach. So I could not wait to bring her on. She was a little bit of a time constraint, so I definitely want to bring her back because we really touched on the surface of some really great things about faith, family, fun, to work towards a life of harmony, a work-life balance of harmony. And again, I'm just super stoked to bring you this episode with my good friend Marta. So without further ado, sit back, relax, break out your notebooks, because here comes my good friend Marta Greca from the Media Creative Agency. Let's level up. Time to Shine Today, Varsity Squad. It is Scott Ferguson, and I've got a real treat for you. It's someone that has a media creative agency, but she also parlayed that into being a top-notch, highly sought-after coach, and her name's Marta Greca. She's an award-winning entrepreneur with over 10 years of marketing experience. Using her own minimalist methods, she teaches business owners how to organically attract their dream clients and grow their businesses, all while being a full-time mom to her 5 children. I did not stutter or misspeak that. She has 5 children, and believe it or not, they're probably in her house right now as we're doing this interview, but she has this look, if you're watching on YouTube, if she can share what's that look you give your kids?
It's quiet time.
Quiet
no matter
time.
what, quiet time.
So Marta, I know we're on a time schedule for you. So if you could, what's your favorite color?
It is actually black. All colors combined together. Yes.
Love it. Love it.
Yes.
I get a couple people that say black. I love black myself. I'm wearing it.
You're wearing it.
You know, I'm 270 pounds. It slims me down a little bit. So,
right.
So Marta, let's get into a little bit of your origins here with the Media Creative Agency, and then how you parlay that into a fantastic coaching business.
Sure. So it started about 10 years ago, and it was actually something that my husband encouraged me to do. I loved photography. I'm a writer by trade, and it allows me to mix those two loves together because we truly help our clients attract their ideal clients online, because we mix compelling content that speaks directly to their ideal client with stunning photos. So the photos help the clients' dream audience stop their scroll. They pay attention to these stunning photos, but then they actually read the content because it compellingly speaks to their dream audience of who it is that they want to attract.
I love it. I love it. So you kind of a one-stop shop. If I wanted to, one of our listeners out there, hint, hint, would want to come in and level up their business, they can come to you and you can help them level up with fantastic photography, videos and whatnot, help them level up and build that content.
Yep. And also we do web development as well. So we do have clients that come to us and they're like, just digitally make me over. And we create a persona for them that is the next level of who they want to be. And not only do we do that in a compelling way for their ideal audience, sometimes for entrepreneurs, they don't even believe that in themselves.
Right.
So through the process, it really allows them to take that quantum leap forward and truly step into the professional of the utmost level that they want to be.
Wow. And how did you parlay that into becoming a coach and really wanting to help up others, maybe individually or in groups?
As the business grew and I decided that I wanted to scale it, it really truly became a well-oiled machine. And I feel that as I would think of the perfect person that I wanted to join our team, they would just pop into our world. We brought them in. And so there is so it just happened to be that I had so much extra time on my hands. And not only did I decide to start homeschooling my kids, but I started a coaching business because a lot of female entrepreneurs were coming to me and saying, how in the world can one do that with being present at home with their kids, going on hikes, spending the evenings just watching junk TV with your husband? How do you build a business that's in the multi-six figures while spending a lot of your time with your family? So that's for me, because I spent so much time struggling, being overwhelmed, working 24/7, 7 days a week. Once I figured out my minimalist method of what you need to declutter out to have that extra time and that extra income, I wanted to teach that to other female entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurship can be a pandemic if you let it, or it can be a wonderful thing.
Wow. Wow. And explain that, a pandemic. What do you mean by that in entrepreneurship?
It just, so many people kind of catch the bug, right? That they are so good at something, or they love doing something, and they have a good personality. So they feel like they can just go out and tell, maybe this is you, if you're listening to this and you have caught this bug and you feel like, well, the clients that come to me, or if you're working for another company, they come because I'm good at what I do, so I'm going to start my own business. Or I'm an expert at this medical practice, so I'm going to open up my own business. And you get this bug, but then you're an expert at what you do and why your clients come to you and love you, but the business and the marketing, love and strategy just isn't there.
Right.
So then you find yourself stressed out, struggling, not knowing what to do next. How do you attract your next ideal client? What do you do to cut profits? I'm sorry, to cut
We don't want to cut
expenses, to increase profit in a peaceful way. So it can feel pretty awful, and it can feel like a lonely place, because it's not like you then put it out there and there's a support group that's like, hey, I'm really struggling, because then you feel like you're hurting your business. So it's something of a quiet struggle. So that's why I like to show up consistently and clearly in my own audience now and say, this is who I help. If you're feeling this, I'm here to help. I'm here to show you the 1, 2, 3.
Love it. What makes a great coach?
Somebody who doesn't tell you what to do, but helps you to find your own answers and guides you through the right questions, and understands that something might have worked for me in my own way, but it might not be in alignment with who you are. So it's helping you find the right path for you.
Love that. So if I'm out not working, we can do that a lot here in South Florida, regardless what the media says. If I'm out pressing flesh, either in person or virtually, what are people saying to me while I'm listening to them that would make them a good referral, contact, or connection for Marta?
They don't know what to do when it comes to attracting their ideal client online, or they are feeling overwhelmed, stretched thin to the max on 24/7 for their kids, for their husband, for their clients, for everybody who wants you to volunteer your time, you say yes. And I help you to declutter all of that out in a way that feels peaceful and in alignment for you. And while you're decluttering that out, then simultaneously you're increasing your income, because you're attracting more.
The more people, the more connections, more everything, because you're being open to that. So what's the secret sauce then of you helping when you bring somebody in to help them find their blind spot?
The first thing that I do is I ask them specific questions about their schedule, and I help them through our very first meeting. My clients have aha moments of the things that they're actually doing to self-sabotage, that they are doing to keep themselves stuck, that things that they're saying yes to, that they feel that they should, that they have to say yes to, that they really don't. It's just been a society standard, especially, and this is why I love to help female entrepreneurs, because there's this belief, this myth, that once you have a family, you dedicate yourself to your family and you're done. Or you choose your career, therefore you're MIA for your family and your husband. And that's the first thing you've got to just get out of your mind. It doesn't have to be a choice. You can do both and have a wonderful life doing it.
So there is a chance for everybody to have a work-life harmony then.
Yeah.
Especially if they hire you. Right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I love it. So when you're bringing somebody in, you're past the discovery period, or maybe you're in the discovery period and bringing a new client, is there any good question that you wish they would ask you but never do?
No, I don't know if I've ever been asked that question.
I'd ask you about a fail. Let's hear about a fail.
Oh, okay, sure. About a fail. Sure.
Let's fail forward. Tell us about one.
All right. So I would say about 4 years ago, I decided to leave my full-time job, and I did not have the guidance to do so. I felt, hey, I'm good at photography. I'm a very personable, social person who has a lot of connections, and I'm good at writing. This will be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I can just quit my job and I will go for it. And I failed hard. We grew into more debt. Some life things happened that were very distracting at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I decided that I was doing that simultaneously as rehabbing a home. My husband also lost his job, and my mother was unfortunately diagnosed with cancer. So we found ourselves in my parents' basement with 5 kids, which was actually the most beautiful experience of my life, to be there with my mom during that. And
Sure.
she's with us today. She's Nonna number 1. And so that was a big fail, because then I ended up having to get another full-time job because I just wasn't bringing in the extra income, and we were just going deeper and deeper into debt. But
Wow.
then it progressed forward from there. And obviously nothing's ever a regret. Nothing's ever a mistake. It's all lessons.
Right. Love it. Love it. All lessons in the failing forward. That's amazing.
And the key to that was I didn't have the guidance. I thought I'll just figure it out. I'll just do it.
Right.
And oftentimes it's very helpful to have a mentor and a guide to say A, B,
Right.
and C, and D, and E.
That's what we coach here at Time to Shine today, is get your asking gear. When you find yourself in a situation, there's other people that have been there. Either find it in a book, open a
Right.
book, get your freaking nose in there and read it, or, reach out and ask people. So let's get in our DeLorean with Marty McFly. You're familiar with
Yeah.
Back to the Future? Okay.
I actually referenced that movie many times.
Let's go back to the 22, 23-year-old Marta. What kind of knowledge nuggets, what we call them here, what kind of knowledge nuggets are you dropping on the 23-year-old Marta to help her maybe level up and maybe shorten her learning curve just a little bit?
Get help sooner.
There you go.
Get help sooner. Don't do the act entrepreneur of everything is great, everything is fine, you're smiling,
Imposter
you're
syndrome.
thriving. You're not supposed to know it all. You're not supposed
Sure.
to be an expert at all the things. And you don't have to do it all yourself. That was the thing when I first started my media agency, is that I was doing the writing, the web development, the photography, the editing, the marketing, the sales, all of it
Right.
was me. And I necessarily am not the best at all of those things, but I
Right.
know now that I'm, in the chair of the CEO creative director, and I can direct my team to the vision, and I don't have to get in there and do it myself.
Right. You surround yourself the right people. You can use that D word, delegate it, to move towards that vision. That's fantastic. So how do you want your dash remembered? That little line between your incarnation date and your expiration date. How do you want people to remember Marta? And how do you want your dash remembered? Your legacy epitaph?
Well, we were talking before this, Scott, that I am from Italy, right? And I didn't actually tell you this, but I was baptized by Pope John Paul II, right? So there's a
Wow.
very big Catholic factor inside of me, in my being, in my body, right? So
Sure.
for me, it's being a woman of God, somebody who is a vessel of whatever his purpose is, and who is not quick to anger, is not quick to yell, but is facing situations with love, while not allowing that to be treated as somebody who doesn't have boundaries.
Love it. So you can still kick ass, excuse my language,
Yeah.
while, still having a big heart and a person of love. I love it.
Right.
So
Right.
what's one thing you know for sure?
That whatever his purpose is, I just, trust him, and I just try to hear him out as much as possible. And that's what I know for sure, that he's
Love
always
it.
there, and that I can just trust in him.
So let's take out that big microphone, your computer, your cell phone, your tablet. What's 3 things Marta can't live without?
My kids. I mean, do people count? I feel like that's like a cop out. Sometimes
say
you could say my
family.
kids. Yeah, family.
Yeah.
Family, because that includes my kids, my husband, my parents, my siblings. Family, my reality TV that I love to watch. And I normally would say coffee, but I'm actually trying to kick that habit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Too bad, because I will
Yeah.
never kick that
I
one.
love coffee, especially as an Italian, but
Yeah.
I want to try it out. I hear some great things. I'm going to try it out.
Good for you. Good for you. So what is Marta's definition of a life well lived?
A life lived with family and doing the things that you love to do, regardless of what you think others say you should do.
Love it. Love it. All right. As we wind things down just a little bit here, Marta, we're going to do we call level up lightning round. You and I could talk 20, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe longer on each one of these questions, but you have 5 seconds with no explanations. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Let's
Okay.
level up. What's the best leveling up advice Marta's ever received?
Get help.
Love it. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
Diligence.
Love it. Other than your own website, and of course, timetoshinetoday.com, my shameless plug, what is another website you go to level up?
Socialmediaexaminer.com would be
Oh,
one.
well, to check that out. Not the book you're reading now or not the flavor of the month. If I'm in my doldrums and I'm looking to level up, like, Fergie, here's a book, read it. What is it?
It's Not Your Money or The Big Leap.
Both of those. Those are great ones. What's your most commonly used emoji?
The laugh emoji with the tears.
Sideways or upways?
Upways. You're
Upways.
laughing. You're right. No, definitely the upways with
Upways?
with the tears. You're laughing so hard.
Gotcha. So physically, if you could be one age for the rest of your life and still get the wisdom and be able to learn and apply, physically, what age would you be for the rest of your life?
I feel like I'm at the best age that I've been in my life right now.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm pushing 50. I'd take 32 in a heartbeat.
Oh, you look good.
Thank you so much, Lizzie, for the, just for the less creaks and cracks and stuff like that. All right. Any favorite organizations or charities you like to give your time and or money to?
Yes, Treasure House Fashions. I'm seeing their upcoming first ever virtual event, restructuring their annual fundraisers.
Gotcha. And last question. What is the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
You are going to want to crucify me because I'm really not that into music. However, my husband is very much into music, and he's very much, we're always playing the Beatles station on our car. My kids love the Beatles. Yeah.
Great decade. So how can we find you, Marta?
Go to my Instagram at MediaPGH. And actually, I've got the handle if you're watching on YouTube. And you can find me. Actually, I use my personal Facebook as a LinkedIn. So you can just look up my name on Facebook, find me. It's a public profile. And I'm always offering tidbits on how you can level up.
Beautiful. And that's MediaPGH. So it's not Marta Greca on Instagram, right?
Well, I have my coaching is at Marta Greca, and my media agency's Instagram is at MediaPGH.
And what's PGH?
Yes. Pittsburgh.
Ah, duh.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Gotcha. That's true. That Pramontes. Love me some Pramonte brothers. So, Marta, do me a favor and leave one last knowledge nugget that you would like the Time to Shine Today Varsity Squad to take with us, internalize, and take action on.
Sure. I'd say that decisions aren't always what you would think to be the most logical. And so you don't always have to have a sure proof way that whatever decision you're going to make is going to work out. Sometimes it is trust and gut and believing that it's going to work out because you want it to.
Love that. Listen to this. All right, squad. We just basically, she had to be quick because I have to speak with her a little bit, but we'll bring her back. But she, tells us that entrepreneurship can be a pandemic, and you get so passionate about something and you want to make it work, but sometimes you don't know exactly what to do. And that's where Marta can come in and guide you, especially if you're a female that has a family and trying to have that work-life harmony. Marta is perfect for this. She's a coach that won't tell you what to do, but she'll ask the powerful, empowering questions, and she'll help guide you to your own answers, which that is a fantastic trait of a good coach. If you're overwhelmed and always on call, you just don't feel like you have enough time, again, reach out to Marta, or actually reach out to me. I'll make that personal introduction to Marta. And you know what? She talked about living in her parents' basement with 5 children and a husband. All I heard in her voice was she enjoyed the journey while that was happening. And with that, she can look back and pull good memories forward and know that she made it through that. She can make it through anything, but she enjoyed the journey. So if you're in the doldrums, enjoy it. Who cares? And like we like to say here at Time to Shine Today, overlap happiness. Do stuff that's going to be happy, because even if you're happy, it's going to be finite. It's going to end. So just keep doing things that's going to make you happy. And with 5 kids, I'm sure that's what she did, is overlapped her happiness. She is going to remind us, like we say, to get our asking gear. If you're lost in a certain, don't try to figure it out on your own. There's books to read. There's people that you can reach out to. Reach out to Time to Shine Today. I'll put you in touch with Marta, and she will help you level up. She's a woman of God, and she believes in faith, family, and fun. And that is the epitome of my friend Marta, who levels up her health, levels up her wealth. She's beautiful if you're watching her on YouTube. She's a beautiful soul inside and out. She's God-fearing, which that's on my jam here at Time to Shine today. And thank you so much for coming on. I am grateful, and we got to have you back soon.
Thank you.
Talk soon. Hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Time to Shine Today podcast, proudly brought to you by Sutter & Nugent Real Estate Excellence, who can be reached at 561-249-7266 and online at www.sutterandnugent.com. If you're a business owner or professional who would like to be interviewed on Time to Shine Today, please visit timetoshinetoday.com/guest. If you like this episode, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to our website. Also there, you will see our recommended resources. We hope that you will support our show by supporting them. If you like what you've been listening to, it'd be great if you could just give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe while you're at it. I'm your host, Scott Ferguson, and until next time, let's level up. It's our time to shine.